everybody, this is Addison. She is my daughter, and she's very naturally thin, and I thought it would be great to ask her some questions about hunger because she's really great at explaining it. And so we're going to start there, and we'll kind of move through. So, Addison, when it comes to knowing when to eat, how do you know?
Knowing when to eat. I know when to eat when I feel a lot of pain in my stomach and it hurts, so I know I'm hungry and then I eat.
And what if you ignore that signal of pain in your stomach? If you're like, okay, but I need to keep, it's not lunchtime. Does that pain get stronger? Does it go away? What happens?
It gets a lot stronger over time.
Okay. And can you point to like kind of where, can you show us where you feel it?
Kind of lower? Down here, lower stomach.
Lower stomach there. Okay. Awesome. And so that's how you know when to eat. And does it happen a lot throughout the day? A couple times a day? 4 times a day? Does it depend?
It sort of depends. If I ate a lot of breakfast, then I won't feel as hungry. But if I didn't eat as much breakfast, then I'll feel hungry faster.
Excellent. So it kind of depends on what?
It depends how much I eat and when I do.
So what happens when you're done eating? How do you know when to stop?
I know when to stop when I don't feel any more hunger or pain in my stomach.
Okay.
And it's full.
Okay.
And I know when to not eat anymore when I feel like, oh, if I eat any more, my stomach could start hurting or it would feel painful. And so I get right up to the point where it doesn't do that.
Okay, great. And then what happens if you overeat? Do you do that a lot, overeating?
I don't.
Why not?
Because if I do overeat, I know the feeling and the pain and it really hurts and it doesn't make me feel good. So I know to not eat that much.
There are times I notice where you may not eat breakfast or where you may give your brother another half of your bagel or something like that. What is going on there? Like those days where you just don't want breakfast, why don't you want breakfast?
Because I either ate too much the night before or I had something else in the morning and I don't feel hungry.
Okay. And then what happens when when you give your bagel or half a bagel or half your food or whatever to your brother?
At that point, I feel like I did eat enough and I don't need the rest of my food and my brother might want some.
Okay. And is there anything in your head? Let's say you wanted this bagel, you were excited for the bagel, but you've eaten half the bagel and you're done. Does it ever feel sad to like give that bagel away or anything, the rest of it?
No, because I know that it will feel sad to me if I do overeat.
Oh, okay. So it feels, because you don't like that feeling.
Mm-hmm. So I know, well, if I do eat the rest of this bagel, I will be overeating, and then my stomach will hurt, and I might feel super tired, and I won't be as active as I am.
Awesome. And it doesn't emotionally make you feel sad to get rid of to give your brother the other half? Because you do that a lot. You give your food to him, or you'll wrap up food, or you'll ask one of us if we want your food because you've had enough.
If I didn't overeat, but if I ate one more thing, I would be overeating. And let's say somebody brings out my favorite food in the entire world. What would I do? I would either savor it, like save it for later, or I just not grab it. I mean, it feels sad for me, but otherwise I don't like the feeling of overeating.
Because why? Because what don't you really like about overeating?
It really hurts my stomach. I don't feel like I can do much. It makes me sad. It just makes me tired. It just puts a lot of weight on my shoulder.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about, how often do you think you do overeat? How often does that happen? Where you feel?
Not a lot.
No. Mm-mm.
I'd say the only couple times I've overeaten is when there's like something really good at lunch and I don't know. Like I'm not paying attention to that I'm overeating and then I end up overeating, but that barely ever happens.
Okay. So you'd say like almost always you're listening to your body, and like once in a great while you've overeaten and then that doesn't feel good.
No.
Thank you, Addison. I really appreciate you answering some questions, allowing me to interview you, and just talking about where you feel hunger, how you feel hunger, how you relate to food is really, really helpful. Thank you, love.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.